A homeless woman found a wallet on the street. What she did next shocked the owner. In a world where kindness often feels like a distant memory, this incredible true story will challenge your perception of humanity. Get ready to witness how a single courageous choice can spark a chain reaction, transforming lives in ways you never imagined. This is a powerful tale of honesty, resilience, and the unexpected connections that can change everything. In the shadows of a bustling city, where life moves at a relentless pace, there lives a woman named Sarah. She's in her late 30s, but the harsh realities of homelessness have aged her beyond her years. Each morning, she wakes to the sound of sirens and the distant chatter of people passing by, their lives seemingly untouched by her struggles. Every day, she battles against the biting cold and the indifference of passers-by, her heart heavy with the weight of survival. With each passing moment, she feels the world around her growing colder, both literally and figuratively. One chilly afternoon, while rummaging through a pile of discarded boxes behind a small cafe, Sarah's eyes catch a glimmer in the dirt. It's a wallet, half buried and forgotten, as if it's been waiting just for her. As she picks it up, a rush of excitement courses through her veins, mixed with a tinge of guilt. Inside, she discovers cash, credit cards, and a worn photo of a smiling family, a mother, a father, and 2 children. Their faces radiate happiness, a stark contrast to Sarah's own life of hardship. For Sarah, this wallet represents more than just money. It's a glimpse into a world she longs to be part of, a chance to buy food, warm clothes, or maybe even a night off the streets in a safe, warm place. But with every heartbeat, a storm brews within her. The weight of the wallet feels heavy in her hands, and she grapples with an internal conflict that threatens to consume her. Should she keep it, securing her survival for another day? Or should she return it and risk losing everything? The thoughts swirl in her mind like autumn leaves caught in a gust of wind. She imagines what she could do with the money, perhaps buy a hot meal, or even a small blanket to ward off the cold. But then, she pictures the family in the photo, their faces filled with joy, and her heart sinks. What if this wallet belongs to someone who desperately needs it back? In that moment of indecision, Sarah feels the weight of the world pressing down on her. She knows that keeping it could mean succumbing to desperation, yet returning it could mean facing the unknown. With a deep breath, she resolves to do the right thing, setting off on a journey that will change her life forever. She carefully tucks the wallet under her coat, its presence a constant reminder of her choice. Determined, she begins to walk toward the cafe, each step fueled by a mix of hope and anxiety. But just as she makes her decision, a figure looms in the pot. Shadows, someone is watching her closely, unaware of the impact this moment will have on both their lives. As Sarah approaches the cafe, the familiar scent of freshly brewed coffee fills the air, mingling with the crispness of the autumn breeze that drifts through the open door. She hesitates for a moment, standing just outside the entrance, her heart pounding in her chest. The warmth radiating from inside is inviting, yet she feels the chill of uncertainty settle over her. The decision she's made weighs heavily on her mind. Returning the wallet is not just about the money. It's about reclaiming a part of herself that she thought had long been lost in the shadows of her struggles. Taking a deep breath, she steels herself and steps inside. The bell above the door jingles softly, announcing her arrival. The cafe is a cozy sanctuary, filled with the soft hum of conversations and the clinking of ceramic cups against wooden tables. Sunlight streams through the large windows, casting a warm glow on the patrons inside. As her eyes scan the room, they land on a table in the corner, where a man sits alone, his gaze fixed intently on a laptop. He seems absorbed in his work, oblivious to the world around him. But Sarah can't shake the feeling that he might be the wallet's owner. She approaches the counter, trying to look casual despite the turmoil brewing inside her. The barista, a young woman with bright blue hair and an infectious smile, looks up as Sarah approaches. "What can I get for you?" she asks cheerfully. Sarah glances at the menu, her stomach growling at the thought of food. Her mouth waters at the sight of pastries and sandwiches, but she shakes her head, reminding herself of her purpose. "Actually, I found something outside." "A wallet," she stammers. pulling it from her coat pocket with trembling fingers. The barista's expression shifts from curiosity to concern. "Oh, wow. Did you check if it has ID in it? Maybe we can call the owner," she suggests, her eyes brightening at the thought of helping. Sarah nods, the thought of returning the wallet beginning to feel more real, more possible. She carefully opens it, revealing the neatly organized contents: a driver's license, a few credit cards, and the photo of a smiling family, a mother, a father, and 2 children. Their faces radiate happiness, a stark contrast to Sarah's own life of hardship. The name on the ID reads Michael Thompson, and her heart twists at the thought of the family who might be worried sick about their missing loved one. Just as she's about to ask the barista for help, she feels a presence behind her. The man from the corner table stands up, his eyes wide with disbelief as he approaches. "Excuse me, is that my wallet?" he asks, his voice a mix of hope and urgency. Sarah's heart skips a beat as she locks eyes with him. There's something familiar about him, something that makes her feel both anxious and strangely safe at the same time. His disheveled hair and slightly wrinkled shirt suggest a busy life, one that mirrors her own in its chaos. Michael looks at her, his expression softening as he takes in the sight of the wallet in her hands. "I thought I lost it for good. Thank you for bringing it back," he says, gratitude flooding his voice. Sarah hesitates, the wallet still clutched tightly in her hands as a rush of emotions swirls within her. In this moment, she sees not just a man reclaiming a lost possession, but a father, a husband, a person with a life, and a family that cares for him. She takes a deep breath, feeling a surge of courage rising within her. "I couldn't keep it," she replies, her voice steady despite the tremor in her heart. "It belongs to you." As she hands it over, a spark of connection passes between them, a recognition of shared humanity in a world that often feels divided. Michael takes the wallet, his fingers brushing against hers, and for a brief moment, they both feel the weight of their circumstances, the struggles they face, the burdens they carry. "You have no idea how much this means to me. I was on my way to meet my family for dinner when I realized it was gone," he explains, his voice filled with relief. "I was starting to panic. You saved me from a lot of trouble." Sarah feels warmth spread through her, a flicker of hope igniting within her. In that moment, she realizes the power of her choice, not just for herself, but for someone else too. As Michael turns to leave, he pauses, a flicker of appreciation in his eyes. "Wait," he says, looking back at her. "Can I offer you something? A coffee? A meal? You deserve it after what you've done." Sarah's heart races again, but this time it's not from anxiety. It's from the possibility of connection, of kindness being extended to her in a moment when she least expects it. She glances at the barista, who nods encouragingly, and then back at Michael, who is waiting patiently. With a smile, she finally replies, "I would like that." Michael gestures toward the counter, his demeanor shifting from anxious to warm and welcoming. "What do you like?" "I insist," he says, his voice carrying an authentic cheerfulness that makes Sarah feel a little lighter. She scans the menu again, but this time, it feels less daunting. She sees a steaming cup of chai that she's always loved and a slice of pumpkin bread that looks tempting. "I'll have a chai and a slice of pumpkin bread, please," she says, a hint of excitement creeping into her voice. As they wait for the drinks, Michael begins to share snippets of his life, recounting stories about his family and their traditions, the laughter at their dinner table, the little quirks that make each member unique. Sarah listens intently, feeling a sense of warmth growing inside her that she hasn't experienced in a long time. She finds herself inching closer to him, drawn in by his genuine nature and the lightness of the moment. She shares her own story, a brief glimpse into her past, and while she omits the darker details, she feels a sense of liberation in being seen, even if just for a moment. The barista places their orders on the counter, and as Michael hands over a few bills, he turns to Sarah with a smile. "Here's to new friendships," he says, raising his cup slightly. Sarah mirrors his gesture, her heart swelling with gratitude. And to kindness, wherever we find it, she adds, feeling the weight of her loneliness, lifting, even if just a little. As they sit together, sipping their drinks and sharing stories, Sarah begins to feel a flicker of hope igniting within her. This encounter, born from a moment of honesty and connection, opens a door to possibilities she had long thought were closed. For the first time in a while, she feels the warmth of human connection, a reminder that even in the depths of despair, kindness can shine through, illuminating the way forward. As Sarah and Michael sip their drinks, the personed atmosphere in the cafe shifts from one of uncertainty to a relaxed camaraderie. The warmth of their shared conversation blankets them, creating a cocoon of connection that feels almost magical. Outside, the world continues to rush by, but here, time seems to stand still, allowing them to momentarily escape their realities. The gentle clinking of cups and the soft chatter of other patrons create a comforting backdrop, making Sarah feel as though she belongs in this moment. Michael shares stories about his children, Jake and Lily, who are both under 10 and bursting with energy. He animatedly describes their antics, Jake's latest obsession with dinosaurs, complete with roars and imaginative battles, and Lily's budding talent for drawing, which has become a family highlight. Every time I come home, they greet me like I'm a superhero, he chuckles, his eyes sparkling with pride. They've even started making me artwork to hang on the fridge. It's a gallery of the most creative and chaotic masterpieces you can imagine. I can't keep up with their imaginations. His laughter is infectious, and Sarah finds herself smiling, picturing the lively household full of love and laughter, a stark contrast to her own solitary existence. Encouraged by Michael's openness, Sarah begins to share more about her own life, the struggles she faces daily, and the dreams she once had. I used to be an artist, she confesses, her voice softening as she speaks about her passion for painting and sketching. It was my escape, my way of processing the world around me. I would lose myself in colors and shapes. Every brushstroke felt like a breath of fresh air. But life happened, and I put those dreams aside. She feels a pang of sadness as she recalls her vibrant past, once filled with colors and creativity, now overshadowed by the grayness of her current situation, her canvases replaced with the stark reality of survival. Michael listens intently, nodding in, understanding. You should pick it up again, he encourages gently, his sincerity palpable. There's something powerful about expressing yourself through art. It can be healing, especially when you're facing tough times. I've seen how art can transform people, lift them up, help them see beauty, even in the darkest of situations. His words resonate deeply with her, igniting a flicker of inspiration that she thought had long been extinguished. Perhaps this conversation is not just a chance encounter, but a catalyst for change. She reflects on how much she misses the brush in her hand, the feeling of paint gliding across canvas, and the joy of creating something from nothing. The thought of returning to her art feels like a distant dream, yet Michael's encouragement breathes new life into that dream. Just then, the cafe door swings open, and a gust of wind rushes in, carrying with it a flurry of autumn leaves. Sarah shivers slightly, the chill a reminder of the harsh realities outside. Michael notices and shifts in his seat, leaning closer. Are you warm enough? I can grab you a blanket from my car if you need it, he offers, genuine concern etched on his features. The kindness in his voice makes her heart swell, and she shakes her head with a grateful smile, assuring him she's fine. After a moment of comfortable silence, Michael leans forward, his expression serious yet compassionate. Sarah, I don't want to pry, but I can't help but wonder, do you have a place to stay? I mean, is there somewhere safe you can go at night? His question hangs in the air, heavy with concern. Sarah hesitates, feeling vulnerable in her honesty. She knows she can't hide her reality from him. They've already shared too much. The truth feels like a weight she's been carrying alone for too long. I live in a shelter, she finally admits, her voice barely above a whisper. It's not ideal, but it's safe. Some nights are harder than others, especially when the cold creeps in and the sounds of the city become overwhelming. But I've learned to adapt, to find small comforts where I can. I've made a few friends there, and we look out for each other. But it's not home. It's just a place to lay my head. She glances down at her cup, embarrassed but relieved to share the truth. It's just a temporary situation, I hope. I'm trying to figure things out. Michael nods, empathy flooding his gaze. I can't imagine how tough that must be. If there's anything I can do to help, resources, connections, or even just someone to talk to, I'm here. You don't have to go through this alone. His sincerity washes over her like a warm wave, and she feels a mix of gratitude and disbelief. Could a stranger really want to help her? His words ignite something within her, a small ember of hope that she had thought extinguished. Feeling a new sense of hope stirring within her, Sarah meets his gaze. Thank you. That means a lot. I've been trying to find a job, but it's hard when you're constantly on the move and dealing with the stigma that comes with being homeless. I've applied to a few places, but it's tough to get a call back when you don't have a stable address. She takes a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. I've been looking into local art programs. Maybe if I can get involved again, it could lead to something more stable. I've even thought about volunteering somewhere, just to get my foot in the door. Michael's eyes light up at her words. That's a fantastic idea. There are community centers that offer classes and workshops, and they often look for volunteers. I could help you look into them if you'd like. You deserve to pursue what you love. His enthusiasm is contagious, and for the first time in a long while, Sarah feels a spark of excitement. What if she could paint again? What if she could reclaim that part of her life? The thought of being part of a community again fills her with hope, and she smiles at Michael, feeling a warmth spread through her chest. As they continue to talk, the conversation flows effortlessly between them, revealing layers of their lives and dreams. Michael shares more about his job as a graphic designer, how he blends creativity with technology, and the challenges he faces balancing work and family life. He talks about late nights spent meeting deadlines and how he tries to make time for his kids despite his busy schedule. Each story he tells paints a picture of a man dedicated to his family, passionate about his work, and striving to create a better life for those he loves. Sarah can't help but admire his commitment, feeling inspired by his drive, and she realizes how much she craves that same sense of purpose in her own life. Before they know it, hours have passed. The cafe begins to empty, the staff preparing to close for the day. Michael glances at his watch, realization dawning on him. Wow, I didn't mean to keep you here so long. I should probably get home before my kids start wondering where I am. He stands up, a hint of reluctance in his demeanor. But before I go, can I get your number? I'd love to stay in touch and see how you're doing with your art and everything else. Sarah's heart flutters at the thought of continuing this newfound connection. Of course, she replies, pulling out her phone and exchanging numbers with him. As they say their goodbyes, Sarah feels a sense of promise blooming within her. This encounter, sparked by a chance discovery, had opened a door she thought was firmly closed. She watches as Michael walks away, his figure disappearing into the bustling street, and, for the first time in a long while, she feels optimistic about the future. Walking back out into the cool evening air, Sarah feels lighter than she has in ages. The weight of her struggles is still there, but it feels less daunting with the prospect of new beginnings. She looks up, at the starlit sky, a sense of hope filling her heart. Perhaps, just perhaps, this is the start of something beautiful. With each step she takes toward the shelter, she imagines a new canvas, where she can paint her life anew, filled with colors and possibilities she thought had faded away. The following days pass in a blur of anticipation and newfound determination. Sarah wakes up each morning with a flicker of hope igniting her spirit, a feeling she hasn't experienced in what feels like an eternity. The shelter, though still a temporary refuge, begins to feel a bit more like home as she starts to reclaim her identity. She organizes her small space, hanging up a few sketches she had managed to save, remnants of a time when she felt more like herself. Each drawing serves as a reminder of her passion, a bridge to the person she longs to be again, even if her circumstances feel less than ideal. With Michael's encouragement echoing in her mind, Sarah begins her search for local art programs that might help her reignite her passion for painting. She spends hours at the library, poring over community bulletin boards, websites, and art center flyers, her heart racing with excitement at each new discovery. The thought of picking up her brushes again sends shivers of joy coursing through her. She finds a community center that offers free art classes and even a mentorship program for those looking to break into the art world. The prospect of being mentored feels surreal and exhilarating, and she decides to sign up for the first available class, marking it on her calendar with a sense of purpose. On the day of her first class, Sarah feels a mix of nerves and excitement bubbling within her, a cocktail of emotions that makes her stomach flutter. She dresses carefully, choosing a simple yet colorful outfit that reflects her artistic spirit, a vibrant blue scarf and a pair of well-worn jeans that have seen better days. As she looks in the mirror, she notices the spark in her eyes, a stark contrast to the dullness that had settled there before. She takes a deep breath, whispering a mantra to herself. You can do this. This is your time. With that thought, she heads out, her heart racing with the thrill of possibility, each step echoing with newfound determination. The community center is a vibrant space, filled with light and laughter. The walls are adorned with bright murals created by local artists, celebrating diversity and creativity. And the air buzzes with a palpable energy that invigorates her senses. Sarah enters the large studio room, where a group of people of varying ages are gathered, all sharing the same eager energy. They chat animatedly, exchanging ideas and stories, their voices creating a harmonious backdrop that makes her feel at ease. Sarah feels a sense of belonging wash over her as she takes a seat at a table in the front, her pulse quickening with anticipation. The instructor, a warm and encouraging woman named Emily, introduces herself and explains the day's agenda with enthusiasm. Welcome, everyone. Today, we'll start with some basic techniques and explore different styles of painting. You're all here because you have a passion for art, and I want you to feel free to express yourselves. Remember, there are no mistakes in art, only opportunities for creativity. Her words resonate with Sarah, igniting a fire within her. The instructor's encouragement is like a balm to her weary spirit, and she can feel the walls she had built around her heart beginning to crumble, replaced by the freedom to create without judgment. As they begin, Sarah picks up a brush for the first time in years, feeling the familiar weight of it in her hand. She dips it into bright yellow paint, the color of sunshine and hope, and lets it glide across the canvas with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The first stroke feels foreign, yet exhilarating, igniting memories of afternoons spent lost in creativity, where time seemed to melt away. With each brushstroke, she releases pent-up emotions, fear, sadness, and longing, translating them into swirls of color and form. The canvas transforms into an explosion of hues, reflecting her journey and the tumultuous path she has traveled. Throughout the class, Sarah loses herself in the rhythm of painting, forgetting the worries that often cloud her mind. She experiments with blending colors, layering paint, and letting her intuition guide her. The other students are equally absorbed, their laughter and chatter fading into the background as they create their own masterpieces. Sarah glances around, taking in the diverse styles and expressions emerging from her classmates, feeling a sense of camaraderie with these fellow artists. It's a beautiful reminder that everyone has a story, and art is the medium through which they can share it. The room hums with inspiration, and she feels herself becoming part of something larger than to herself. During a break, she strikes up a conversation with a fellow student named Jake, a young man with a passion for street art. He shares his journey of becoming an artist, recounting how he started with simple graffiti and evolved into creating intricate murals that tell powerful stories. His eyes light up as he talks about his dreams of using art to inspire social change, and Sarah finds herself drawn to his enthusiasm and vision. They exchange ideas and talk about the struggles of being an artist in today's world, bonding over their shared experiences. Art is more than just a hobby for me. It's a way to connect with people, Jake says, his voice filled with passion. I want my work to spark conversations and make people think. Returning to her canvas, Sarah feels reinvigorated by their conversation. She adds splashes of blue, representing the depths of her struggles, and strokes of green, symbolizing growth and renewal. She pours her heart into every layer, creating a piece that feels like an extension of herself. As the class comes to an end, Sarah steps back to admire her work, her breath catching in her throat. The canvas is a riot of color and emotion, a visual representation of her journey from darkness into light. It is raw, imperfect, and utterly her own, a testament to her resilience. The colors dance before her, each one telling a story, each stroke a reflection of the battles she has fought. After class, Emily walks around, offering encouragement and feedback. When she reaches Sarah, her eyes widen in delight. "This is fantastic. You've captured such emotion in your work. I can see so much potential in you. Have you ever thought about showcasing your art? I think you have a unique voice that deserves to be seen." Her words resonate deeply with Sarah, stirring something within her. The idea of showcasing her work, once a distant dream, now feels like a real possibility, a glimmer of hope shining through the shadows of her past. Feeling emboldened, Sarah takes a leap of faith. "Actually, I've been thinking about it. I'd love to explore opportunities to exhibit my art." Emily beams at her, offering to help connect her with local galleries and upcoming art fairs. "Let's set up a time to talk more about it. I believe you have a bright future ahead of you." The prospect of sharing her art with the world ignites a fire within her, and she feels a surge of excitement at the thought of stepping into the light, sharing her story through her creations. As Sarah walks home that evening, her heart feels light with possibility. The world around her seems more vibrant, the colors of the sunset reflecting the hues she had just painted. She can't help but smile, feeling as if she has taken her first steps toward reclaiming her identity and her passion. With every brushstroke, she is not just creating art, she is creating a new life for herself, one filled with hope, connection, and the courage to pursue her dreams. The path ahead still feels daunting, but now she has a direction, a vision to chase, and a community to support her. Arriving at the shelter, Sarah feels a sense of pride swelling within her. She shares her experience with the other residents, her excitement bubbling over as she talks about the class, the people she met, and the art she created. Their encouragement and support bolster her spirit, and she realizes that she is not alone in this journey. Together, they share dreams and aspirations, creating a tapestry of resilience that weaves them closer together. It is a moment of solidarity, a reminder that they are all fighting their own battles, but can find strength in one another. That night, as Sarah lies in her cot, she reflects on the day. The canvas she created is more than just a painting. It is a symbol of her journey, a reminder that she has the power to transform her life, one stroke at a time. With a heart full of hope, she drifts off to sleep, dreaming of the crest, colors yet to come, the stories yet to tell, and the new beginnings waiting just around the corner. The world feels full of potential, and she is ready to embrace it, paintbrush in hand. The days following her first art class are filled with a palpable sense of excitement and purpose. Sarah immerses herself in her new routine, attending classes at the community center and experimenting with different styles and techniques. Each stroke of the brush feels like a step toward reclaiming her identity, a way to express the emotions that have long been bottled up inside her. The vibrant colors she uses on canvas mirror the newfound vibrancy in her life, and every painting becomes a chapter in her story, a testament to resilience and hope. It is as if she is rediscovering parts of herself she thought had been lost forever. Emily, the instructor, has been a guiding light for Sarah, offering valuable feedback and encouragement that fuels her artistic flame. During their sessions, she shares insights on composition, color theory, and the importance of storytelling through art. Sarah listens intently, absorbing every piece of advice like a sponge, eager to learn and grow. One afternoon, as the sunlight filters through the studio windows, casting warm golden rays across the room, Emily approaches her with a proposition that sends a thrill of excitement through Sarah's veins. "I've been thinking, Sarah, there's an upcoming community art exhibition next month, and I believe your work deserves to be showcased. Would you be interested in displaying one of your pieces?" Sarah's heart races at the thought. The opportunity to exhibit her art feels surreal, yet exhilarating. Doubts creep into her mind, and she hesitates for a moment. Are you sure? I mean, I've only just started painting again. What if my work isn't good enough? Her insecurities bubble up, but Emily shakes her head, a warm and reassuring smile on her face. You have a unique voice, and your lift. Art speaks volumes. This is your chance to share your story with others, to inspire them as you have inspired me. With Emily's encouragement weighing heavily on her heart, Sarah finds herself nodding, a determined glint in her eyes. Yes, I'd love to participate. The thought of showcasing her art ignites a fire within her, and she feels a surge of creativity as she begins to work on a piece specifically for the exhibition. She decides to create a larger canvas that encapsulates her journey, an abstract representation of her struggles and triumphs, the chaos of her past, blending seamlessly with the hope of her future. Every evening, after her classes, she dedicates herself to this new project. The canvas becomes her sanctuary, a place where she can pour her emotions without restraint. She layers colors, allowing the paint to flow freely, each stroke echoing her heartbeat. The vibrant reds symbolize her anger and pain, while the soft blues represent her longing for peace. Greens and yellows dance across the canvas, embodying the hope and joy she is beginning to feel. It becomes a cathartic experience, one that pulls her deeper into her creative spirit, enabling her to confront her past while dreaming of the future. As the days pass, Sarah finds herself not just painting, but also reflecting on her life, the choices she made, the moments that led her to this point, and the dreams that had been overshadowed by her struggles. She thinks about her family, her friends, and the life she once envisioned for herself. Each memory adds depth to her artwork, and she realizes that every part of her journey, no matter how painful, has contributed to the person she is becoming. The act of creating becomes a form of therapy, a way to process her emotions and experiences. On the day of the exhibition, Sarah awakens with butterflies in her stomach, her heart racing with anticipation. The air is electric with excitement, and she can hardly believe this moment has arrived. She carefully dresses in a simple yet elegant outfit that makes her feel confident, an olive green dress that complements her skin tone and accentuates her artistic flair. After a quick breakfast, she gathers her supplies and her completed painting, which she has titled Emergence, a name that embodies her journey of transformation and rebirth. At the community center, the atmosphere buzzes with energy as local artists, art enthusiasts, and community members gather to celebrate creativity. Sarah feels a mix of excitement and anxiety as she sets up her piece, placing it in a prominent spot where it can capture the attention of visitors. The vibrant colors of her artwork stand out against the neutral tones of the gallery walls, and she can't help but feel a swell of pride as she steps back to admire her creation. It is more than just paint on canvas. It is a piece of her heart, a visual narrative of her struggles and triumphs. As the exhibition begins, people start to paint, wander through the space, admiring the various pieces on display. Sarah stands by her artwork, her nerves tinged with excitement, chatting with visitors and sharing her story. She watches as people react to her painting, their expressions shifting from curiosity to admiration. Some linger longer, captivated by the emotions captured in her work. It's exhilarating to hear their interpretations and thoughts, to see her art sparking conversations and connections among strangers. Each compliment feels like a small victory, boosting her confidence and reinforcing her belief in her talent. One woman, in particular, stands before her painting, tears glistening in her eyes. "This is beautiful," she says, her voice choked with emotion. "It reminds me of my own journey. I've faced my own struggles, and this piece resonates with me deeply." Sarah feels a profound connection to her, the shared understanding transcending words. In that moment, she realizes that her art has the power to touch lives, to heal, and to inspire. It is a revelation that solidifies her commitment to pursuing her passion, understanding that her experiences can resonate with others. Throughout the evening, Sarah meets many others who share their stories, each one reminding her that she is not alone in her struggles. The support and encouragement from her community fill her with a sense of belonging she has longed for. As the night progresses, she feels a newfound confidence blossoming within her, a belief that she can indeed carve out a place for herself in the art world. Each conversation, each shared experience, reinforces the idea that art is a universal language capable of bridging gaps between diverse lives and stories. By the end of the night, as the crowd begins to thin, Emily approaches Sarah with a proud smile. "You did it, Sarah! Your work was a hit! I knew you had it in you." The pride in Emily's voice brings a smile to Sarah's face, and she feels a sense of accomplishment that she never thought possible. "Thank you for believing in me, Emily. I couldn't have done this without your support." The gratitude she feels for Emily's guidance and encouragement is overwhelming, and she realizes how vital mentorship has been in her journey. As they pack up the exhibition, Sarah reflects on the journey that has brought her here. The fears and insecurities that once held her captive are slowly being replaced by hope and courage. She knows there will be challenges ahead, but she feels ready to face them, armed with the knowledge that she has a voice worth sharing. The night has not only been about showcasing her art, but also about embracing her identity and the community that surrounds her, an acknowledgement that her story, once filled with pain, can now inspire others. Walking home under the starlit sky, Sarah feels lighter, as if a weight has been lifted from her shoulders. The experience has opened her eyes to the possibilities that lie ahead, and she knows that this is only the beginning. With her heart full of dreams and her creative spirit ignited, she is ready to embrace her future, one brushstroke at a time. The path ahead still feels daunting, but now she has a direction, a vision to chase, and a community to support her. She thinks about the next chapter in her life, filled with endless possibilities and the power of her creativity. As she reaches the shelter, Sarah takes a moment to breathe in the cool night air, feeling the weight of the day's accomplishments settle around her like a warm blanket. The camaraderie she has found among her fellow residents has become a vital source of strength, and she is eager to share her experiences with them. She knows that her journey is far from over, but she feels empowered to continue moving forward, fueled by her passion for art and the belief that she can make a difference not only in her own life, but in the lives of others as well. The weeks following the exhibition are a whirlwind of activity and reflection for Sarah. The thrill of showcasing her art has not only boosted her confidence, but also sparked a deeper desire to explore her artistic potential. She finds herself returning to the community center more frequently, participating in workshops and connecting with other artists who share her passion. Each session feels like a new adventure, a step further into the vibrant world of creativity that was once so distant from her reality. During one of these workshops, Sarah meets Clara, a seasoned artist known for her intricate landscapes and stunning use of color. Clara has a reputation for pushing her students to explore their boundaries, and Sarah is immediately drawn to her teaching style. Clara encourages her to think beyond the traditional methods of painting, urging her to incorporate mixed media into her work. "Art is about exploration," Clara says, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Don't be afraid to experiment with different materials and techniques. Let your imagination run wild." This idea resonates deeply with Sarah, inspiring her to venture beyond her comfort zone. Eager to embrace this new approach, Sarah begins gathering various materials, textured papers, fabric scraps, and even found objects from her daily life. She starts to incorporate them into her paintings, layering them with paint to create depth and complexity. The process is exhilarating, allowing her to express her emotions in ways she never thought possible. Each piece becomes a tapestry of her experiences, a reflection of her journey and the myriad of feelings she has encountered along the way. This new artistic direction feels liberating, as if she is shedding the layers of doubt that once held her back. One afternoon, while working on a new piece in the studio, Sarah receives an unexpected call from Emily. "Hi, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to let you know that we're planning another community exhibition next month, and I'd love for you to be a part of it again. This time, I think it would be wonderful for you to showcase multiple pieces, especially since you've been experimenting with mixed media." Emily's enthusiasm is contagious, and Sarah can hardly contain her excitement. "Absolutely. I'd love to participate," she replies, her heart racing at the thought of sharing her new creations with the world. With this new opportunity on the horizon, Sarah throws herself into her work even more passionately. She spends hours in the studio, experimenting with different techniques and materials, allowing her creativity to flow freely. The process becomes a form of meditation for her, a time when she can lose herself in color and texture, forgetting the worries of the outside world. Her days blend into nights as she works, fueled by the joy of creation and the anticipation of the upcoming exhibition. The studio becomes her sanctuary, a place where she can fully embrace her artistic identity as one. The date approaches. Sarah feels a mix of excitement and nerves. She has decided to create 3 pieces for the show, each representing a different aspect of her journey. The first piece, titled Resilience, is a powerful explosion of colors that encapsulates her struggles and the strength she has found within herself. The vibrant reds and deep blues swirl together, forming a chaotic yet beautiful landscape that speaks to her past. The second piece, called Connection, incorporates photographs of her fellow residents at the shelter, intertwined with vibrant paint strokes that symbolize the bonds she has formed with them. It's a collage of memories, a visual narrative that captures the essence of shared experiences and friendships forged in adversity. The final piece, Hope, is a serene landscape that reflects her aspirations for the future, a visual representation of the dreams she has dared to dream once again, with soft greens and golden hues that evoke the warmth of new beginnings. On the day of the exhibition, Sarah awakens with butterflies in her stomach, her heart racing with anticipation. The air is electric with excitement, and she can hardly believe this moment has arrived. She carefully dresses in a simple yet elegant outfit that makes her feel confident, an olive green dress that complements her skin tone and accentuates her artistic flair. After a quick breakfast, she gathers her supplies and her completed paintings, each piece carefully protected and ready to be unveiled to the world. The title cards she made for each piece are neatly packaged, and she feels a sense of pride in her meticulous preparation. At the community center, the atmosphere buzzes with energy as local artists, art enthusiasts, and community members gather to celebrate creativity. Sarah feels a mix of excitement and anxiety as she sets up her pieces, placing them in prominent spots where they can capture the attention of visitors. The vibrant colors of her artwork stand out against the neutral tones of the gallery walls, and she can't help but feel a swell of pride as she steps back to admire her creations. This time, she is not just showcasing her art. She is sharing her story, her struggles, and her triumphs with the world. Each piece reflects her journey, and she hopes that others will feel the emotions she poured into them. When the doors open, a steady stream of visitors flows in, their faces lighting up as they take in the vibrant displays. Sarah stands by her artwork, eager to share the stories behind each piece. She engages with the attendees, talking about her journey, the inspiration behind her work, and the importance of community in her healing process. The connections she makes throughout the evening are profound, and she realizes how art can serve as a bridge between people, fostering understanding and empathy. With each conversation, she feels a growing sense of belonging, a recognition that her experiences resonate with others. One woman, a local teacher, approaches Sarah with genuine interest. "I love your work. It's so full of emotion and life. I teach art to high school students, and I think they would really connect with your story. Would you be open to visiting my class and sharing your journey with them?" Sarah's heart swells at the thought. "I would love that. Thank you for the opportunity." The idea of inspiring young minds fills her with a sense of purpose, and she eagerly agrees to the visit. She dreams of the impact her story could have, of encouraging others to pursue their passions despite the obstacles they face. As the night progresses, Sarah feels a warmth enveloping her, a sense of belonging she has longed for. The exhibition not only showcases her art, but also solidifies her place within the community. She sees familiar faces from the shelter, friends who have supported her journey, and their pride in her accomplishments fills her heart with joy. They celebrate together, sharing laughter and stories, creating a tapestry of connection that underscores the power of resilience and hope. Each interaction reinforces her belief that art is not just a solitary pursuit, but a means of connecting with others on a profound level. By the end of the evening, as the crowd begins to thin, Sarah feels a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She has not only shared her art, but also forged new connections and found her voice within a community that embraces creativity and healing. Emily approaches her, beaming with pride. "You were incredible tonight, Sarah. I can't wait to see where your journey takes you next." Walking home under the twinkling stars, Sarah reflects on how far she has come. The path has not always been easy, but every brushstroke, every moment of vulnerability has led her to this point. She feels a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The world is filled with possibilities, and she is ready to embrace them, one art piece at a time. With every step, she feels lighter, as if the weight of her past is being replaced by the promise of her future. As she reaches the shelter, Sarah takes a moment to breathe in the cool night air, feeling the weight of the day's accomplishments settle around her like a warm blanket. The camaraderie she has found among her fellow residents has become a vital source of strength, and she is eager to share her experiences with them. She knows that her journey is far from over, but she feels empowered to continue moving forward, fueled by her passion for art and the belief that she can make a difference not only in her own life, but in the lives of others as well. The excitement of her upcoming visit to the school fills her with anticipation, and she starts to imagine the conversations she will have, the stories she will share, and the inspiration she hopes to ignite in the young artists. That night, as Sarah lies in her cot, she dreams of new horizons, of art shows in galleries, of workshops filled with laughter and creativity, and of a future where her voice is not just heard but celebrated. The possibilities seem endless, and she can't help but smile at the thought of all that lies ahead. With her heart full of dreams and her spirit ignited, Sarah knows that this is just the beginning. The journey ahead may be uncertain, but she feels equipped to face whatever challenges may arise. Armed with her paintbrush and a community of support, she steps forward into the light, ready to create her next masterpiece. The morning of Sarah's visit to the high school arrives with a mix of excitement and nerves swirling within her. She wakes up earlier than usual, her heart racing at the thought of sharing her story with a new audience. The sun peeks through her window, casting a warm glow that fills her small room with light and hope. After a quick breakfast, she carefully selects her outfit, a vibrant blue blouse that mirrors the colors of her artwork, paired with comfortable jeans that allow her to move freely. She wants to feel confident and approachable as she steps into the role of a mentor, a title she is still coming to terms with. Arriving at the school, Sarah is struck by the energy of the bustling students. Halls filled with laughter, shouts, and the occasional sound of a locker slamming create a vibrant backdrop for her visit. She checks in at the front desk, her palms slightly sweaty as she waits to be escorted to the art classroom. The walls are adorned with colorful student artwork, a testament to the creativity thriving within these halls. Each piece tells a story, much like her own, and she feels a rush of excitement at the thought of connecting with these young artists, who are on the brink of discovering their own voices. Once inside the classroom, Sarah is greeted by the teacher, Miss Thompson, who exudes warmth and enthusiasm. "Thank you so much for coming, Sarah. The students are really looking forward to hearing from you," she says, her eyes sparkling with appreciation. Sarah smiles, feeling a sense of belonging as she looks around the room. The students, a diverse group of eager faces, are already seated, their sketchbooks and art supplies ready for the discussion. Some students are nervously fidgeting with their pencils, while others whisper excitedly to their friends, their anticipation palpable. As Sarah begins to share her journey, her struggles, triumphs, and the healing power of art, she notices the students leaning in, captivated by her story. She talks about the challenges she faced and how art became her outlet, her way of expressing emotions that were often difficult to articulate. "Art has the power to transform our pain into something beautiful," she explains, her voice steady and passionate. "It allows us to connect with ourselves and with others in ways that words sometimes cannot." The room falls silent as her words resonate, creating an intimate atmosphere that encourages openness and vulnerability. As she speaks, Sarah encourages the students to ask questions. Hands shoot up eagerly, and she finds herself smiling at their enthusiasm. One student, a shy girl with a sketchbook clutched to her chest, asks, "How did you find the courage to share your art with others?" Sarah pauses, recalling her own fears and insecurities. "It wasn't easy," she admits. "But I realized that sharing my art was not just about me. It was about connecting with others, sparking conversations, and perhaps inspiring someone else who might be going through similar struggles." The girl nods, her eyes wide with understanding, and Sarah feels a connection forming a shared recognition of the vulnerability that comes with creative expression. The discussion flows naturally, with students sharing their own experiences and creative aspirations. One boy speaks up about his love for graffiti art, explaining how it allows him to express his feelings about his neighborhood and the challenges he faces. Another student, a quiet girl who loves photography, shares her passion for capturing moments that tell stories of resilience. Sarah listens intently, offering advice and encouragement, and she feels a deep connection forming with these young artists. Their passion for creativity mirrors her own, and she is reminded of the importance of nurturing that spark in others. It's a beautiful exchange of ideas and emotions, and she can see the light of inspiration igniting in their eyes. After the discussion, Miss Thompson invites Sarah to participate in a hands-on art session with the students. "I think it would be wonderful for them to see you create something live," she suggests. Sarah's heart races at the thought, but she knows this is an opportunity to show the students that art is not just about the final product, but also about the process and exploration involved. "I'd love to," she replies with newfound confidence, feeling a rush of adrenaline at the prospect. Gathering her supplies, Sarah sets up in front of the class, ready to demonstrate her mixed media techniques. She explains each step as she goes, talking about her choices and the emotions behind her creative decisions. As she works, she encourages the students to ask questions and share their thoughts. The room is filled with a buzz of creativity as they watch her create, and Sarah feels a sense of fulfillment wash over her. This is the ripple effect of her journey, her art inspiring others to express themselves and explore their own creativity. After the session, the students are invited to create their own pieces inspired by Sarah's techniques. The room transforms into a lively studio, filled with laughter, chatter, and the sound of brushes moving across paper. Sarah walks around the room, offering guidance and encouragement, celebrating each student's unique expression. She feels a deep sense of joy as she watches them lose themselves in their art, their faces lighting up with excitement as they discover new ways to communicate their feelings. It's a reminder that art can be a powerful outlet, a form of self-discovery that transcends age and background. At the end of the class, the students gather around to share their creations. Each piece is a reflection of their individuality, and Sarah is amazed at the diversity of ideas and emotions expressed in just a short time. One student presents a vibrant collage that tells a story of friendship, while another shares a painting that captures the essence of hope, filled with bright colors and swirling patterns that evoke a sense of joy. As they discuss their work, Sarah feels a swell of pride, knowing that she has played a small part in encouraging their artistic journeys. The students' enthusiasm is infectious, and she can see the gleam of potential in each of their eyes. Before leaving, Sarah gathers the students for a final moment. "Thank you all for sharing your art with me today," she says, her voice filled with warmth. "Remember, your creativity is a powerful tool. Don't be afraid to express yourselves and share your stories with the world. Art has the ability to connect us and heal us in ways we can't always understand. Keep creating and inspiring one another." The students respond with enthusiastic applause, their smiles brightening the room. Sarah can't help but smile back, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from sharing her passion. Driving home, Sarah reflects on the day's events, her heart swelling with gratitude. She realizes that her journey has come full circle. She has gone from feeling isolated and lost to becoming a source of inspiration for others. The ripple effect of her experiences is profound, and she understands that art is not just about personal expression. It's about creating connections and fostering a sense of community. Each student she met today is a reminder of the importance of sharing one's story and she feels empowered by the idea that her journey can inspire others to embrace their own paths. As she arrives at the shelter, Sarah is greeted by her friends, who are eager to hear about her day. She shares her experiences, her excitement evident in her voice. "You won't believe how amazing it was. The students were so eager to learn and create. I really felt like I made a difference in their lives," she exclaims, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. The joy of connecting with the students and sharing her passion fills her with a renewed sense of purpose. Her friends listen intently, their smiles encouraging her to continue pursuing her dreams. That evening, as she prepares for bed, Sarah feels a sense of peace enveloping her. The camaraderie she has found among her fellow residents has become a vital source of strength, and she is eager to share her experiences with them. She knows that her journey is far from over, but she feels empowered to continue, moving forward, fueled by her passion for art and the belief that she can make a difference not only in her own life, but in the lives of others as well. The excitement of her upcoming visit to the school fills her with anticipation, and she starts to imagine the conversations she will have, the stories she will share, and the inspiration she hopes to ignite in the young artists. As Sarah lies in her cot, she dreams of new horizons of art shows, in galleries, of workshops filled with laughter and creativity, and of a future where her voice is not just heard but celebrated. She envisions herself leading workshops for young artists, sharing her techniques and stories, and helping others find their voice. The possibilities seem endless, and she can't help but smile at the thought of all that lies ahead. With her heart full of dreams and her spirit ignited, Sarah knows that this is just the beginning. The journey ahead may be uncertain, but she feels equipped to face whatever challenges may arise. Armed with her paintbrush and a community of support, she steps forward into the light, ready to create her next masterpiece.